Thank you for joining me on the journey. This is Completed Christianity. So welcome back. Another episode of Being Complete. And today is Shabbat. We continue with our validation of the law commentary. And in the book of Romans, finish up with Romans chapter 5 today. And we're going to be talking about Adam and Messiah. So Adam brought death. Messiah, he brings life. So, as we jump into this, we're going to take a look at our verses here. Last time we ended with verse 14, and we'll read this for context, but death reigned from Adam to Moses, even those who had not sinned according to the likeness of the transgression of Adam, who was a type of him who was to come. So, you got Adam and Messiah. Adam brings death. Messiah brings life. The life that he brings is this favorable gift that it's going to talk about here in verse 15. But the favorable gift is not like the trespass. So trespass is just it's another word for sin, and in 1 John 3:4, everyone doing sin also does lawlessness, and sin is lawlessness. And so sin is breaking the law. Sin is breaking the Father's law, the law that was given through Moses. And in our modern day and in our Christian circles, we have this disconnect between, it must be a different law. It's not the same law. Well, let's switch over here. And in 1 John 2, so right before 1 John 3, he's already established what law he's talking to. And he says, "Beloved, I write no fresh command to you, but an old command, which you have had from the beginning. The old command is the word which you heard from the beginning." So which commands did they have from the beginning? It was the law of the Father, the law given through Moses. We're not talking about anything new. We're not setting a new standard. And people say, it was the law of Christ. Well, this so-called law of Christ is the same law. It's his law. It's the law that he kept, and it was distinguished as Messiah's law because it was not the same as the law of Judaism, because the law of Judaism was scripture plus tradition. The law through the Messiah was scripture without tradition. So, when we come back over here, the favorable gift is not like the trespass. So the trespass is the same as sin. Sin is transgression of the law. Sin is lawlessness. Sin is breaking the law. Breaking the law is lawlessness. So, the favorable gift is not like the trespass of the broken law. For if by one man's law breaking many died, much more the favor of the mighty one and the gift in favor of the one man, Yahshua Messiah, overflowed to many. So the trespass came to many because of one, and the gift in favor, the favorable gift, the gift of life, comes to many through one who is Messiah. And the favorable gift is not as by one having sinned or broken the law. For indeed the judgment was of one to condemnation. So the one here is Adam. Indeed the judgment was of Adam to condemnation. But the favorable gift is of many trespasses unto righteousness. So the favorable gift, it turns many trespasses into righteousness. So what again is righteousness? Righteousness Defined here in Merriam-Webster, it's acting in accord with divine or moral law. So righteousness is keeping a law. Which law are we keeping? Which law do we have? There's only one standard. The scripture says so. Scripture says so, that there's only one standard. There's only one law. There will be one law for the native born and for the stranger and for the sojourner and for the one who is within your gates. There'll be one law. There's not two different laws. There's not a law for the Jew and a law for the Gentile. There's one law. There's one way. There's one Messiah. There's one mighty one. There's one. And he is one. So, 1. That it's a simple number to count to. So, unto righteousness, unto law keeping, righteousness, law keeping, favorable gift is of many trespasses unto law keeping. So many law breaks into law keeping. So he turns our law breaking into law keeping, because when we are in him, his blood is applied to our life. We are born again. We're born without sin. We're born again. Our past transgressions, our past sin is wiped away. And now we can go forward and keep all his commandments and be righteous. So it's not that we put on his righteousness and we just sin it up because we're righteous because he's righteous. No, you miss the point. It's just like the woman caught in adultery. He saves her. He saves her from her judgment. He saves us from our judgment. He saves us from the death that is to come. He saved her. And what does he say? Go and sin no more. It's not go and sin it up, because now you're saved. It's go and sin no more. For if the trespass of the one, Adam, death did reign through the one, much more those who receive the overflowing favor of the gift of law-keeping, righteousness, shall reign in life through the one Yahshua Messiah. So then, as through the one trespass, one law breaking, the one broken law, there resulted in condemnation to all men, so also through one righteous act, there resulted righteous declaring of life to all men. So condemnation came to all through one act of law breaking. And life comes to all through this one act of righteous declaring, or law declaring, law keeping. And so this righteous act was that he lived righteous and that he sacrificed himself so that that righteousness could wipe away our past sin. For as through the disobedience of one man, the many were made lawbreakers, so also through the obedience of one, many shall be made law keepers. And the law, the Torah, came in beside so that the trespass would increase. So this is what Paul says. He says that I would not have known sin except by the law. The law defines the sin. The law is the standard. The law is the judgment. And the law came in beside so that the trespass would increase. But where sin increased, favor increased still the more. So that as law breaking did reign in death, even so favor might reign through law keeping to everlasting life through Messiah our Master. Psalm 89:34, my covenant I will not break nor alter the word that has gone out of my lips. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Comments of opposition are welcome. Just don't say anything dumb like we're not under the law or to grace, because you've been taught to use that verse outside of the bounds of its intended context. Subscribe now. Smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get notifications of all future videos.